Yo, 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 what's going on, y'all? All right, so I'm streaming live the pre-market prep from several uh, social media platforms. So this is the first time I'm doing this, so bear with me. Um, so for the Instagram and TikTok stream, guys, I won't be able to see any live chat. So if you want to chat with me live, you'll have to join the YouTube live because this is the only screen that I'll be able to see until I set it up to where I can see stream all the platforms from one single source, and then I can view the chats from each source. So what I'm going to do is go through real quick a couple of items. So on the agenda is we'll take a look at what Tesla's doing right now. We'll take a look at the market. We'll take a look at also any potential news that could impact the markets. And then I'll go over my day trading strategy before the market opens, which is 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. Okay, so we have about an hour and a half before the market opens. So I'm going to go over my strategy before I close, and then I'll drop the mic and close with that. And then I'll get ready for the market today. So what I like to do also is go over my results from the previous day. So I'll do a quick day trade recap, so you guys can see, and like I said before in my previous videos, I could take you behind the veil of day trading so you can see the real. Transparency is um, is key for me. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's talk about what happened yesterday. Let me do a quick day trade recap. So let me share my screen. Let me share the entire screen. Let's do this. All right, cool. Let me pull up my journal. All right, so taking a look at yesterday, if I switch to my calendar view, yesterday I made over $2,400, but I did have two red trades. So this week is shaping up pretty nicely. I took a couple of trades on Tuesday. I didn't take any Wednesday because I have errands to run. But yeah, yesterday over $2,400, and I actually could have made more, but that was on me. I made a couple of mistakes, and I want to talk about that. So let me highlight those real quick. So let me jump into the dashboard view. The first one, two, three, four, five, six. So these six trades here. So I had four green trades and two red trades. And I want to talk about real quick what I did wrong, and then what I did correctly. All right. So I trade live every single day with my mentor, and he's been teaching me a lot. Now I'm a new day trader. This is my first year day trading, and I'm already achieving like significant results. Just watching his videos alone, in the first week, I had earned over $20,000. So now it is possible to make that kind of money, but that's not something that people should be like really focused on. Obviously you want to make money. Nobody gets into investing to lose money. The key is to, earn a return. But what the point is that you have to, with this particularly day trading, you have to focus on learning the strategy. Whatever strategy that is, you got to focus on learning the strategy first, practicing it, honing your skills, and then once you master it, then you can look to, focus on scaling up your positions, meaning to, take larger positions so you can, you know, make more money. Now, with yesterday, first let me share my actual stop loss limit, according to my day play or day trading plan, is 3 to 4%. That simply means when I enter a trade, if the trade begins to work against me, I exit the trade once the trade reaches, once my position drawdown reaches 3 to 4%. And I didn't do that yesterday. And I was telling myself before I entered the trade, I was like, okay, listen, today you need to stick to the 3, 4%. All right. But I didn't do that. As you can see, this loss here, $591. The total percentage was negative 11%, almost 12%. And then this one here, same thing. $186 for negative 15%. And this can't happen, right? I can't do that because what you wanted, it was like the psychology of trading is like the most important aspect of day trading. Learning how to day trade is super simple. Like it is not complicated at all. It's probably easier. I would, and this is not an exaggeration to me. And I've been to many types of jobs, right? I've done customer service, I've done warehouse, I've done fast food, I've done software engineering. I was in the military in the United States Navy. So I've done a lot. All right, but this here, I could tell you, learning how to day trade is simple. It's easy to learn how to read the chart because all you're looking for is very simple. It's three simple things. My strategy includes, well, it's not my strategy, the strategy I've learned from my mentor, which is just a general strategy. It's called a breakout and retest. And it's three key things that you look for. One, once the setup presents itself, there's a particular condition that you look for or pattern that you look for to enter the trade. Simple as that. Once you enter the trade, then you look for potential target markets, and you already have that, or not target markets, um, target levels. Okay, this is where you've already done your technical analysis, and you're going to exit at these particular points once they hit that point. So you're either going to hit those points first, or you're going to get stopped out of your trade. And if you planned accordingly, you should have a stop loss limit. Like I said, mine is 3 to 4%. And then finally, the conditions to exit the trade, right? So that's pretty much it, and it's rinse and repeat. Now, the key to know is that every strategy is not going to, you know, win 100% of the time. Okay, my particular strategy that I use is a 60% win rate, has a 60% win rate. That means 6 out of every 10 trades, I should, be green. And it's pretty simple, right? Now, with that said, I want you to pay very close attention to this. The way people make a lot of money, and you can do this with very, very minimal positions, right? So you can make $100 a day, $200 a day, $300 a day with a small position as low as $300. And the way in which you do that is you have a number of contracts, and once you reach certain target levels, you just start to leave those trailing contracts. So let's say you have four, and let's say you hit the first target, you scale out of one contract, you hit the second target, you scale out of the next contract, contract number two, hit target number three, you scale out of the third contract, and then you leave that fourth contract running. You can leave it running for like the whole week, depending on the expiration date of your contract. So let's say you have a weekly contract, it doesn't expire for 7 days. So you can leave it running until the next day if the stock price continues to trend up or down, whichever direction you took your position for. But the key is those running contracts, as it continues to reach new levels or higher levels, that starts to exponentially grow. And your return starts jumping from 3% to 7% to 10% to 20%. It's as simple as that. Now, the reason why I mention that is because systematically learning how to day trade is super, super simple. It is not difficult. The reason day traders lose that I've learned, and I'm participating in two day trading communities because I have two mentors. They teach the same strategy, it's just a variation to the same strategy. And within these communities, I see a lot of people, and you can see it on social media and other people who's streaming or who's talking about their day trading journey. A lot of people have a problem with a few things. One, the psychology. They have poor discipline, they have poor money management skills, they have a lack of self-control. Okay, and these three things are your enemies in day trading. Like, day trading will definitely reveal, um it's like a mirror match, man. It's gonna it's gonna show you all your flaws, man. And if you can control those three aspects, of yourself, you will have no problem succeeding. Like like man, it's been crazy for me because let me show y'all this real quick, and then I'm gonna jump into the news. We'll take a look at what Tesla's doing at because I only cover Tesla. I particularly trade Tesla, and I will occasionally trade other tickers based on what my mentor points out. If he, identify, because he'll trade the Mag Seven and other tech stocks like the um, I just drew a blank. The semiconductors. So you got your AMD, your Nvidias, the one that makes the chips, the companies that make the uh, uh, CPUs, chips for computers. So other than that, we he particularly focuses on Tesla. That's why I like trading with him because his primary focus is Tesla because that's what I wanted to trade because I heard people is making a lot of money with Tesla and you can make a lot of money with Tesla. I've already made a lot of money with Tesla. Well, not as much as a lot of other people have been making, but last month I made 5,000, and you can see this month I'm already at 20, little over $2,000 um, this month, and the month has just begun, right? So yeah, you can definitely do it, and there is this misconception that you can't make money with Tesla because Tesla contracts are too expensive. Well, guess what? I've been testing for the past 60 days, buying lower delta contracts, which are the cheaper contracts for Tesla, and you can still make $100 per day. I did it. So I did it for 10 days straight for just $100 a day. And then I did it for another 10 days straight to do like $200 to $300 per day. And you can definitely do it. So don't let people fool you. You just got to go in and learn for yourself. And I was actually allowing people to join my live for 60 days for free, so they can see what my mentor does on a daily basis because he's completely 1000% transparent in his trades. And this guy is only 24 years old, y'all. I'm 46 large. This guy is 24 years of age. He's a multimillionaire. Just between May and June alone, this man made 340,000, 45K. All right. So that's like yesterday he made 10,000. The day before he lost seven. And then the day before that, he won 22K. So like, man, this guy's making like, he's making money. And I'm just taking my time. And you can take your time too, just practicing no risk paper trading because your brokerage account, I use Thinkorswim. You can just simply jump into those trades or jump into a live trade, no risk, using what they describe as paper money, as fake money, but you're trading real time in the live market. Okay, so you can practice as much as you want to, as often as you need to practice the strategy to master it so that you can start becoming a profitable trader. All right, so this is my results for yesterday. Like I said, I did have a few two things that I did wrong is one, well, the primary thing is I didn't stick to my stop loss and my stop loss limit. The second thing that the thing that I did well is I stuck to my guns. I stuck to my trading plan. I executed it to the T. Once I did that, once I entered the positions, and as you can see, I had six different positions. So what I did was I started scaling into the trade, and that's why you can see I had $1,000 because I bought 20 contracts, and then $971 because I bought 13 contracts, and then 10 contracts here. I won, close to $600. And note the time here, like note the duration of these trades because what you're doing is like I said, the trailing contracts is going to, like, I'm done within, like, as soon as I enter a trade, the trade needs to work right away. So it typically works within, based on the strategy that I use, it typically works within like the first 5 minutes, right? That 5-10 minute mark or zone. And then once I exit the majority of my position, then I'm leaving just trailing contracts. So let's say I got 10 contracts, right? So with that said, I enter the position, I'm scaling out, let's say 3 contracts. Once I hit that first level, I hit another level, scale out of another 3. So now I only have 4 remaining contracts. Hit another level, then I scale out of another 2, contracts, right? So now I got 2 contracts trailing, right? 2 trailing contracts. Those I just leave running, right? And they just start growing. If it keeps running up, if the stock keeps going, it's gonna keep growing. And you'll see, man, it like it's crazy. So look at these returns, man. So I got 8, almost 9%, almost 9%, almost 6%, and almost 3%. Okay. And so like, and I like I said, the last thing that I did incorrectly is I forgot to add my stop loss limit. I was in a rush, y'all, to try to get to the movies to go see Superman at 2 p.m. And I knew it was going to be packed, so I wanted to hurry up and grab my seat, pay for it online and just go see the movie. And so I was trying to hurry up and get out of my positions because you can see the time frames here. And I was like, man, let me hurry up and get out of these positions. I could have made like close to 5K yesterday in one day, but because the stock just kept rising. Tesla kept, man, let me show y'all what Tesla did real quick. Tesla was moving yesterday. Look at this. Tesla was moving yesterday. I was in, this is not Tesla. Hold on, I'm tripping. This Tesla right here. Boom, boom, boom. Here. So from here, look at this. So we're talking about from 301 to as high as 310. That's a $10 move. That's a lot of money, y'all. That's a lot of money. Okay. And had I stayed in, now I got out like, what was this like? I got out like between like at this level. I got out here. But had I kept those runners, those running contracts, oh my goodness, man, you talking about a good 1 to 2K based on the contracts that I had left. Because I would have had at least 4. But I went ahead and jumped out because I just completely forgot. I just got scatterbrained and was just thinking about the movies, going to see Superman. And it was a good movie, by the way. So I ain't going to get no spoiler alerts, but it was definitely a good film if you're into that kind of stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up in my social media. Just drop any comments, DM me, or like I say, you can join my live YouTube and drop comments in the chat there, and I'll answer the questions in the chat, and I'll keep the live replay active. So if you rewatch the video, those questions will be answered. You'll still have access to those Q&As, right? All right, so next, let's go ahead and jump into the news to see what potentially could be impacting the markets coming into the open today or trading sessions today. And then after that, I'll talk about my day trading strategy, and then I'll drop the mic, like I said. So give me a couple of minutes to talk about that. So let's look at Tesla today. So we were down 0.44%. We closed yesterday at 309. Tesla did phenomenal. And there was a few reasons why. Like Elon is doing some things, adding different aspects to his business. Both Tesla, well, not both, Tesla, X, and SpaceX. So he's doing he's making moves. So yeah, we did nicely yesterday. Today, coming into the pre-market, as you can see, we are down currently 0.33%. When I started this live, it was down 0.44%. So it looks like we're moving, continuing the trend upward. Now, let's take a look at news that could potentially impact the market. Now, what I've been taught to look for is red and orange folder news that you can quickly get access to from forexfactory.com. They show you the potential news for the entire week. So this is what you want to look out for, because in this economy, with this administration, a tweet could change could change the direction of your trade in a heartbeat. And it could work for you, and it could also work against you. So you got to be very, very careful. Just for example, when Elon and Trump was having that little spat, the first spat, and Tesla stock just started dropping, man, that's when I made I made $3,000 in, yo, it was like 10 minutes. It was crazy. And I had an event to go to at that point, and I forgot to leave trailing contracts. Had I did that, that could have been an easy 10K day. But I was trying to go to have a lunch date with my auntie, and yo, I'm missing out on a lot of dough, man. I need to get my money. So red folder, orange folder news, these are the news that could impact the market. These are what's called, or what is described as, planned news. So as you can see, you know exactly what time this news is going to launch. The other news, like I said, it could be tariff related, whatever Trump ends up tweeting about on his Truth Social account, or Elon, like I said, because whatever company you're trading, I trade Tesla mostly. So I'm focusing on following all the Tesla related news, and Elon news, right, to see what's going on. And so red folder news we have coming in at 7:30. So in 9 more minutes, we'll see how that impacts the overall market. And let me show you so we could take a quick look here. This is the market that I pay attention to, because this is the market that follows the companies that I'm interested in, and include these in their ETF or their index. So QQQ and SPY, QQQ and SPY. So notice where these are. You don't have to keep this in memory, but just keep a note of where the price is right now, currently 553 before that red folder news launch or breaks. So currently at 553, and this is how we could tell how it impacts the market, because when 730 drops, then you'll start to see movement. If it impacts the market, you'll see either a spike this way or a spike towards the downside. So this is what I look for both SPY and QQQ, and also SMH, because this is a ETF that includes or trades all the semiconductors. All right, and there's quite a few of them. Now let's take a look at any current news for Tesla, and then like I said, lastly I'll talk about my strategy coming into the day, and then I'll drop the mic. All right, so let's see. Let's do a quick refresh. Let's kind of skim through and see if we see anything that could. Tesla likely to begin first deliveries in India from August. Okay, cool. Tesla stock drops. Its battery supplier is slowing production increases. Okay, so we'll keep an eye out on that. Tesla supplier Panasonic delays full production at Kansas battery factory. Now, if you don't know, Tesla is more than just an EV, okay, company. And where is it at? Boom, 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 boom. Where is it? Financials. Is it here? Where is it? Oh, here. Okay. So 10%, a little over 10% is energy. So this is what they're doing as far as the battery. When you see that news, they're doing a lot of work in this area, because they also have like a big battery factory that they're opening up in China. This is the kind of stuff you just want to kind of pay attention to see like how this could impact Tesla. So we might see, when a lot of times when you see like the decline, since we are slightly on a decline coming into the pre-market today, is because of the news that we're seeing right here, right? So this news, like, investors that are savvy, these large institutions, they already hear about this stuff, because they keep their ears to the streets. So they already know by the time this news drops for us, common folk, this has already impacted the markets, or the stock, and so it's already kind of baked in by the time we actually see it. So let's see. Diamond calls out market tariffs, complacency, da da da. Social buzz. Nope. These stocks are moving. Da da da. Goldman Sachs adjusts target from 285 to 285 from 315. Zacks analysis. New York Times. Panasonic postponed U.S. EV battery plant on slow Tesla sales. Hang on, I'm getting tongue tied. Musk Tesla marks formal India entry with Mumbai launch. Tested a launch. Okay, cool. So we do have a couple of news that's been impacting Tesla today. So we'll come in. I'm not really expecting to jump into a trade today. Like I'm not. This is a thing that I go through every single day. Um, when I started, about 3 months ago, because I've only been day trading about 3 months this year. Um, I was learning for the first part of the year, watching my mentors, watching their live sessions, and then I started trading consistently 3 months for the last 3 months. And you can see in my journal reflects that. If we go to the calendar view real quick, I started recording journal in April. In April, I did nicely. I had 1,600. Was like up $1,600. The next month, May, that's when I strung together like some really decent trades. But the problem is these two, and that's when I started to focus on. But I was learning as I go, so um, I didn't know how to like plan to exit the trades, like where I should get out, like how much I should be looking for, as far as like how do I establish a consistent stop loss limit and stuff like that. So I let these two trades. I stayed in longer than what I should have and suffered, significant loss here, 5,000, and then close to $4,000 here. But had I capped these to that 3-4% or even 5%, this would have been a green month because I made well over $7,000 here. I think it was like 5,000. It was something like that. Yeah, I made 5,000, lost almost eight. Well, made six, lost eight. So I was down this month $3,000. I made the adjustments necessary going into June, and that's why I said June I was uh, gained over 5,000, so I profited over $5,000 for June, and then coming into July, making some subtle mental errors as far as like not sticking to my stop loss limit, um, as you can see with these two trades, but made the adjustment. Well, I need to make the adjustment, but I still did a few things right that kept me in the green. Okay, so yesterday did phenomenal. So hopefully, yeah, I can stick with the plan, stick to my stop loss limit, and don't deviate. Execute to the letter, and then I should be good for this month as well. All right, but coming into today, like what I've been working on is like my anxiety because man, it's tempting. Like this is really fun for me. Like it's really fun, it's exciting, and it's scary at the same time. Like nobody wants to lose money, and so when you begin to lose money, you could be tempted to try to chase after trades and to get your money back. I've done that. I'm guilty of that. A lot of people, a lot of traders are guilty of that, and these are the things that you have to work on. That's why it's good to paper trade, um, practice first, right? Paper practice through paper trading first, and that way you can get familiar with, okay, this is, I need to work on this, and you're journaling your trades so that you can come back and reflect on it and see what you did right. And you should note that, like, I'm noting what I did, I'm taking screenshots, I'm taking brief notes to say, hey, here's what I did. Like I said, aggressive entry here, didn't cut at 3 to 4% stop loss limit, and loss reached as high as 1.8K. So this particular trade, I was down yesterday as high as one almost $2,000, y'all. So not sticking to your stop loss limit is is critical, man. It can hurt you very, 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 very much. And so I ended up scaling into the trade at key positions, and that's what helped me offset the losses. And then Tesla started to, trend upward, which was the direction I was, positioned for, and it worked in my favor. But it could have ended badly, and that's why you can't win every single trade. So you need to stick to that stop loss limit, and you can set this systematically if you want to. I was doing it mentally, and I think I need to just keep doing it systematically because it's going to kick you out at that exact number with some slippage. But I've been working on like, yo, not trying to rush into a day trade just to trade because man, it I don't know, it's like the like an adrenaline rush and the anxiety and the like all of that just starts. You start talking to yourself before the market opens, and then when the market opens, it's like you lose all of that, and then you like trade, 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 and you just trying to jump into something. So like I'm just trying to take y'all behind the veil of day trading, like I said, and give you the real. The day trading is not hard, man. Learning how to read the charts is not hard because it's not much to learn. The simple strategy, this breakout and retest strategy, if y'all want to learn more, I can refer you to my mentor's videos on YouTube. All you got to do is ask. Just note it in, just DM me or put it in the chat, and I'll share those links with you. But it's super simple. Like when you come in, because I'm going to show you in my. In fact, let me just go ahead and move to that, um, so we can close, and then I can get ready for the open. But I'm not really looking to make a trade, to jump into any trade today. If I see something that's an A+ setup, then I'll do it. Or I might just take a really, really small position, minor position that could potentially grow to a couple of hundred to maybe thousands, but allow me some room to kind of like not lose too much because I don't want to lose no more than $200 today. Um, because I'm up over 2K, so I want to stay at that 2K level going into next week. All right, so let's talk about my strategy. All right, so we did have news. Let's go ahead and take a look to see. Remember, I said we noted that. Okay, so we came in green for red folder news. Let's see how that impacted the markets. Let's take a look. 7:30. So you can see what happened here. We had that spike. If y'all can see that. So this is 7:30, and then we started to trend upward after that news broke. And these indices typically mirror each other. So, like I said, 7:30, and we did the same thing for um, SPY, and SMH is looks like this is delayed. I don't know. That's not updating. But let's take a look at Tesla. 7:30. Yep. So it's trending upward as well. All right. So coming into today, let's talk about my strategy and then we'll wrap this up. All right. We'll wrap this up. So coming into today, here's what I want to oh, let me adjust this, bring this down a little bit, squeeze this in. All right. So let me just quickly, briefly show you guys the breakout and retest strategy because it's super simple. And then, like I said, if you want to see the videos to get more details from my mentor, then I can share that link with you so you can take a look and watch those videos. All right. So what we have is we look for three different conditions for a particular stock, right? So we mark out, and these are what's described as key levels or AKA pricing zones. All right. So we have three types of pricing zones. We have the pre-market, um, pre-market high and low. That's number one. Number two is the previous day high and previous day low. Okay. And then number three, we mark out the first 5 minutes or the first 15 minutes. Okay. Now, whichever zone you use, because you can use either one in any given day, it's up to you. It's really your choice. You can use the pre-market, previous day high and low, or the first 5 minutes or first 15 minutes. Okay. That's the opening, the first five or first 15, that's the opening range strategy, right? So basically, what you're looking for is a simple breakout either above those key levels or below those key levels. And let me mark out here what I'm talking about. So let's say you're using the previous day high or low as your market condition to uh, enter the trade, right? So what you're looking for, you can see how close we are to the previous day high. Obviously, we're not close to the previous day low. You can see that visually. This is what I'm saying. This is super simple. You see, we're already close to the previous day high. So what you're looking for is simply a breakout once the market opens above this key pricing level or pricing zone. Okay. And then the second thing we look for is once we break out above that key level, is a retest to that level, to that same level. And it can come near or touch or even come slightly below. That's why we call it pricing zones. The line is not like to be exact, okay, where it's just like it needs to match 309.34. No, it's just a pricing zone. So it needs to become near, at, or just slightly below that pricing zone. So that's the retest. So we come and test this zone and we check for the reaction off of this key level. If buyers step in and hold this pricing zone, we'll see that because we'll look for strong price action that indicates buyers are stepping in. What does that look like? Well, if you come over here, you can see, look at this candle here. This is an indication of a lot of buyers stepping in aggressively to push the price up. You can see the different sizes of these candles. And this is what we're looking for. We're just looking for an indication that buyers are stepping in aggressively to push the price back up. Okay. And same thing on the downside. We would be looking for similar candles. All right. If if the stock price was near the previous day low, same thing. We would be looking for a at the open to see the stock is staying heavy and we break below this key level, right? And then we come back and retest this pricing zone, okay? Then what we're looking for is an indication that sellers are stepping in to continue pushing the price down. All right, that's all this is price action. Is the price moving up? Is the price moving down? We're looking for a specific pattern based on our strategy to see if buyers are stepping in or if sellers are stepping in, and whichever direction we're banking in, because we can make money in either direction, whether the price is going up or going down. Where we don't, based on my strategy, the strategy that I've used, what we don't do is enter trades like this. So let me draw this out. This is called range. This is described as range or consolidation. That's the technical term. Consolidation. That means you have this range where the price is just going up and down. It's not going any higher. So you mark out that high and that low and box it in. And you can see this is where you can still make money. And there are traders that make money in this condition, but that's why I said it depends on the strategy that you use. So you need to have a strategy that works within that type of market condition. The strategy I use is a breakout and retest. So it waits to break out above that zone or below that zone and then retest to that level. Okay. So that's what I use. That's the strategy I use. So I have to stay away from this. This is just considered market noise for me. I wait for the market to choose a direction or the stock to choose a direction. Then I enter the trade and then I'm done. So coming into today, since we're close to the previous day high, we could use, like I said, the previous day high or low or the pre-market high or pre-market low. Obviously, the stock is near the previous day high and previous and pre-market high. So what I'll be waiting for or looking for is the reaction off of these two key levels. Okay. So what I'd like to see at the open is, a little bit of consolidation and buyers pushing the stock higher. And this, I'm going to show you real quick. Once we reach this point, and I'm just showing you an example. So say we reach, let's say 310.56. We should be expecting pullbacks because pullbacks are healthy. We don't want the stock to just kind of shoot up in a straight line. because that means what you could expect is a downward spiral in the same, in the same aggressive manner, and you don't want that. You just want the hold on, let me redo this. You want the healthy pullback, um, right? So you want a healthy pullback. So let's say we reach 310 and change, and then we start to have this pullback to this level here. All right, 309 or somewhere near this pricing zone. Then what we're looking for is step buyers to step in to see if we hold this pricing zone to push the price back up. If buyers step in aggressively, once we see that, then we enter the trade for continuation to the high of this of 310.80. So let's assume 310.80 is the high that we reached once the market opened and we broke above the previous day high. Then we came back and retest. We see buyers step in, we enter the trade, and then we take that trade to the high. That's your first level. Okay, this is where you should be looking to scale out. You can scale out typically what many traders do is they scale out 25%, 50%, or you can scale out even more, 80 or 90%. It's up to you. Okay, the more contracts you leave trailing, so let's say you're like, man, I'm gonna take 50%, I'm gonna lock in my profits. Because let's say what happens, um, let's say you reach near 310, but not quite. And then all of a sudden you get this huge spike, but you did scale out 50%. You did scale out before the stock came down. But let's say it came all the way back down towards your entry point. Well, if you already scaled out 50%, then you're currently break even, right? And you still got those, half of your contracts remaining. So as long as it doesn't hit your stop loss limit and we buyers continue to push the stock back up again, then your trailers are going to make up. It's going to make up for that break even. It's going to start exponentially growing, like I said. So we reached this level, the pre-market high, and if we keep going, that's more money in your pocket. All right. So that's a simple explanation of the breakout and retest strategy, and that's what I'll be looking for coming into today. I'll be checking the reaction off the previous day high. Um, I already demonstrated an example of what I'll be looking for, and I'll if the trade presents itself, then I'll take it to the high of day, enter position to take it to high of day, take my profit, and then I'll probably be done. Because if that happens quickly, I just want to be done for the day, and then I'll see if I might leave a trailing contract for over the weekend, depending on how well the stock is performing. But other than that, that's it. That's it, folks. So I'm gonna drop the mic right here. Like I said, if you got questions, I go live for the pre-market every day, same time, 7 a.m. Unless there's a holiday, the market isn't open, or I have something scheduled that I have to take care of. But other than that, that's it for me today. It's your man Ace. I'm dropping the mic right here. And I'll be going. You know what? I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna go ahead and go live. I'm gonna try to go live on my other social medias um, if y'all are interested. So I'm gonna go live this today, and then I'll try to do it during the market open so y'all can see what my mentor is doing. Because it's phenomenal, man. Like it's crazy. I think it's time for people to, based on how things are transpiring today in the economy, I think it's definitely time for people to learn how to invest. I don't care. Listen, you don't have to. There's different aspects of trading, okay? And that's what you want to learn. You want to learn these different aspects because you don't have to be day trading stock options. You could do what's called swing trades or leap trades where you enter a trade at a particular position. Like, let's say, let me show you, it's better to see it, a visual of what I'm talking about. Okay, so you see all this zigzag stuff. All right, and you see these lines. Ignore these lines, you don't need this. Just pay attention to the zigzag that I'm going to show you. Okay, what you do, what they call swings or leap trades, is you wait for any a particular stock, let's say Tesla, that drops to a low point. Okay, you see we dropped several times. Now, this right here is the time frame. You can see this is July, and now we're in June. Let me shorten this so you can see. This is June. This is May, right? Okay, so what you're waiting for is some sort of pullback, like a drop like this. And then you enter into like you could enter into like you could say you could buy one contract. Let's say you bought one $300 contract and you're like, I'm okay, that's it. I'm gonna buy this $300 contract, and then I'm just gonna let it for 30 days, let it run. And what you can see is that let's say if you bought this contract, that $300 contract here, and you let it run for 30 days, or this is June 5th, right? And let's say you let it run for almost toward the end of June, you would have made like 358. So 358, and you bought it here at 273. So 358, 273. Come on, y'all. That's 80 bucks, man. That's 70, 80 bucks, man. All right. So that's a lot of money. That $300 would grow exponentially. Okay. So I can show you like real quick, even before I drop the mic here. Let's go ahead and just do real quick chat GPT. Let's say um, calculate $300 um, stock option swing for 25 days where the entry price was 273 and the exit price, what did I say, 350? Did I say 358? Let me double check. 358 was 358. So this way you could actually see like that calculation and see how that $300, because people are like, oh, what, like I posted this video about how much money people will get back from the tax changes that was implemented by this administration. And there was a few people commented like, well, what's $300? $300 ain't no money. And I'm like, well, that depends on your mindset. And that's why we have to grow in our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay. So you want to learn and understand, well, what can I do with a dollar? How can I grow a dollar into two, two into four, four into 10, 10 into 100, 100, and so forth. And so with $300, right? 25, this is the exit price at 358. What would this uh oops. All right, so we're just getting a rough estimation, okay, just to get this calculation, because so that way you guys can see what this could have potentially grown to. Okay, so this $300, um, a 31% gain, a 31% gain. So 200 and close at 393. So you would have made $93.50. But I think, wait, hold on, let me double check to see. And close. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So now imagine if you had bought 10 of those, right? So this is what we talk about when we talk about scaling. So you start with this, you can start with a small position. Um, this this actually would have grown. This is just a rough estimate. Your money would have grown more than just $93. I can tell you that for a fact. But this is a rough estimate because the I didn't provide all the variable information that ChatGPT would need to know in order to calculate that. So let me pull this up on the screen real quick, and I can show you guys. Hold on, real quick. So I just did the rough estimation, right? So this is 393. So you made $93, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Well, you can see that from my contracts. So one contract, if you take this number and divide it by this number, this is how much, this is you'll get your per contract amount. So this 8% return, this is just one day. If every day the stock kept doing this, then you're getting that and it's growing exponentially. So that $300 could have turned into well over like that 80, that 750, $70 move. Man, you're talking about a lot of money, man. You're talking about like that would have grew to like thousands, um, like hundreds of thousands. Like that could have been like 900, 1,500, $2,000, something like that. Like it would have been crazy. And that's what I'm saying. Like you could see that. And then all you're doing from that point is as you're making money, now let's say you made from 300, you made 600. Now you could buy two contracts instead of one. So you took the money, your initial investment 300 plus the gain, which was the additional 300, 600 total. You put it back in to do the same thing. You waited for a dip in the market, right? You waited for the next dip, and then you bought in here, and then you could take out once you see like an aggressive like push toward the upside, $20 here, 15, $30. You could take profit out because you don't know when the market's going to drop. So you might as well just kind of like keep an eye out to like, okay, you could set an alert as soon as you get that email alert, like, hey, it reached a, 15, $20. It did a $20 move or a $30 move. Then you can look to take out your profit, wait for the next dip, and do the and rinse and repeat. You could do this every 30 days. You could do this for a year. You could do this for 6 months. You don't have to repeat it every 30 days. You can make it longer. You can make it 3 months, every 3 months, every 6 months, every 9 months, whatever you want to do. But the key is that your money can grow. It can grow, and it can begin to grow exponentially the more you rinse and repeat. So that's it, y'all. I just wanted to share those quick tips, some quick insight, take you behind the veil. There's so many opportunities even within day trade, not I mean trading stock options or the stocks themselves, the shares themselves. So you could buy shares or you could trade the stocks up. Excuse me, the stock options, or there's also you could trade forex, which is the currency, global currency, and you could trade futures. So a lot of people like to trade futures because you don't have these other variables impacting your value. It's just straight, you make money or you lose money. But in day trading stock options, there's these variables that actually impact, you know once you get closer to contract expiration, it can really start to move against your gains. So you have to be a little careful with that. But other than that, it's good. Like I love it. It's pretty exciting to me, man. I love this. Plus you're liquid immediately. Like the money I made yesterday, I can just put that in my bank account and and spend it if I wanted to. But obviously, like I just told y'all, you take it and you reinvest it. Take it, reinvest it. Take it, reinvest it. All right, y'all. It's your man Ace. I'm dropping the mic right here till next week, Monday, same time, 7 a.m. I will go ahead and do the live open and today at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. All right. So if you're interested in checking that out, see how my mentor does it. Now he might be on chat, so I'll have to open up the chat and probably kind of like read through what he's doing, because he likes to do that for different members in the Discord community, because some people are at work, and they're in different situations where they can't have the audio turned on. So he'll do both audio during the week and chat. So he switches up. So today I believe he's going to be on chat. So I'll have to, kind of talk through that and let you know. But I'll show you the screenshots. He'll post it in his chat. And this is what it'll look like. Let me just show you real quick. This is what it'll look like. So this, he'll say what he's doing. He'll say when. So I'll just call it out. I don't know if y'all can see that. He'll just call it out, and maybe I should do it from this angle. Yeah, so he'll call out the trades exactly, different points and all of that good stuff. So it's real easy, nothing complicated, and you know, like I said, if you guys are interested, feel free, and I'll to join, and I'll see if I can continue doing that. For me, like I said, since I'm new to trading, I don't want to have too many distractions. So that's why I said I'm just being a little cautious, but I will, open it up for you guys if you're interested. So I will do that live market open so you can see how my mentor trades today at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. All right. So I'm dropping the mic right here. You can catch the replay of this pre-market prep session on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that, comment or hit me up in my DMs on the other social media platforms. All right, y'all. It's your man Ace. I'm dropping the mic right here. I'm out.